Sup, UFC fans, and welcome to my prediction of UFC 87 Seek and Destroy. This is a really stacked card, so let's see what's first. First fight of the night is Rob McDonald vs. Demi Maia. Okay, I know a lot of people are going for Demi Maia in this, but personally, I know he's high in Abu Dhabi and everything, and he's a huge favorite, but I'm going with Jason McDonald with this. He was in there with the likes of Yushin Okami, Rich Franklin, Chris Lieben, so he may have lost some of those, but he still is in there with them and gave his best shot. And he seems to get better every time he comes. He's looked really improved in his last few fights. I'm going to give with Jason McDonald with the win for second round TKO. Next fight, Manny Gambarine vs. Rob Emerson. When I first saw this fight, I thought, what the hell is this doing on the main card? But, oh well. Let's see. Manny Gambarine is a cousin of course, Car Parisian. Rob Emerson was pretty much not that good of a fighter. He's 1 win and 1 draw. So I do not have a clue why these guys are on the main card. I'm still trying to figure that out, but Manny Gambarine have a little bit better in everything in my opinion. Pretty good stand-up, great ground game, unbelievable judo. Compared to Rob Emerson, he is good striking with, and he's hard to take down. Once he comes to the ground, he's screwed. So I'm giving Manny Gambarine the win for this one, by first round submission via armbar. Next fight is Kenny Florin vs. Roger El Matador Huerta. This is a sick fight. Both guys are good in everything. Not even everything. Roger, great stand-up. He have great submission skills. We saw that when he choked out Clay Guida. Kenny Florin has, well, he finishes fights by either submission or knockout. I don't think he only not finished a fight against Sean Shirk. I'm pretty sure every fight he won, he finished. He's an exciting fighter. Roger Huerta is good with his stand-up, but he leaves himself so wide open that Kenny Florin, who's a much more technical striker, will take advantage of him. In my view, he will take advantage of those small things and win the fight. He will rock him, and then I'm going with arm triangle choke, second round, 251. Next fight is Giant Dude versus Dude with Crazy Hair. Brock Lesnar vs. Heath Herring. Brock Lesnar is, of course, NCAA 4-time division champion. Great, unbelievable wrestling. Plus, we saw in Frank Mir how fast he moved. In my opinion, that fight could have been stopped at any time when he fought Frank Mir. But Heath Herring, he fought Crow Cop, Fedor, he was in there with everyone. Nogueira, though he lost all 3 times. But he's a good fighter. High caliber, and a top 10 fighter in my view. So most people are going with him to win. Personally, though, I'm not. I think Brock Lesnar will just be too strong for him. He's unbelievably strong and moves too fast for that giant body. He's a freak of nature. And plus he can flip a 100-pound heavy bag like it's nothing. So, I'm going with Brock Lesnar to win TKO first round. Next fight is George Rush St. Pierre vs. John Fitch. Most people are saying the fight is close. I'm not. I think George St. Pierre will just merge John Fitch. He's better in every aspect of the game. Wrestling, jiu-jitsu. Yes, I know John Fitch has an alleged black belt, and George St. Pierre is only a brown belt, but we've seen how good George St. Pierre's jiu-jitsu is. he submitted Matt Hughes. He's a great fighter when it comes to submissions. And stand up, George St. Pierre's a Kyokushin black belt. I don't see him losing this match in any one aspect of the game. So, and John Fitch, yes, I know he's on kind of a tear. Yes, I know he beat Fiervanti, Sanchez, Wilson, Granero, Alves, Berkman, Larson. I know he have all these huge wins, but I just don't see him beating George St. Pierre. George St. Pierre is one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world, and personally, I think that'll be too much for him. Next fight, we're starting the undercard with my boy from Long Island, Luke Kumo versus Tremden McCory. Personally, I'm going with Luke Kumo. We're both from Long Island, and, well, I think he's going to win this. And I don't know pretty much nothing about the Barn Cat, Tremden McCurry. All I know is he has a win against Pete Spratt and a loss against Akira Gona. Unlike Luke Kumo, a great fighter. And he eats like perfect. I know he's been up and down the UFC. He lost Joe Stevenson, but he beat Jason Flew, John Haynes, Crocado. He's a good fighter, and I think that's enough for him to win. And he's from Long Island. Next fight, Czech Congo for Dan Evenson. Czech Congo by whatever he wants. We saw he had an improved ground game in his last fight, but I still barely knew what he was doing. He beat Krokop in a stand-up match. I don't see him losing. And personally, I know nothing about Dan Evenson. Czech Congo, in my opinion, will stuff any takedown. He won't let damage happen to him. He's training up in Big Bear, which he's gotten much better. He's training with Michael Bisping, Rampage. Well, maybe he's not training with Rampage now that he's in jail, but he's training with a lot of great fighters. Next fight is Andre Gusamao versus John Jones. John Bones Jones. 6-0 versus 5-0. Somebody has got to go. Personally, I'm going with John Jones to win this. I have no clue because I haven't heard of either of these guys ever fought. Next fight, Chris Wilson versus Steve Bruno. Personally, I'm leaning heavily towards Chris Wilson. He was beating, in my opinion, John Fitch in the first round. And he was winning. Instead of Steve Hollywood Bruno, he has one win in the UFC, I think. I'm not sure who it was from, but I cannot recall right now. What's his name again? My bet he's never fought in the UFC before. So I'm going with Chris Wilson to win. Ben Saunders versus Ryan Thomas. Killaby, I'm going with. We know he's a Jeet Kune Do practitioner. He was on Tough 5. My bad, Tough 6. And is an all-around good fighter. He made it to the quarterfinals there. Fought well. And he's coming off a win. I think he will win. Okay, that's it. It's on August. UFC 87 Seeking Stories on August 9th. Make sure to watch it, and I hope you enjoyed my prediction of it. Okay, peace out. This was the Normally Right UFC